If you're wishing for a magical Disney experience, then maybe you should check out Wish. Let's talk about it now. Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watch Your Pass, and I'm here to talk to you about Wish, which is coming to theaters on November 22nd, 2023. It's a new animated Disney film that feels like maybe Disney trying to go back to basics, back to its roots. My hot take is I definitely think you should watch it. Look, it's kind of like a new Disney classic that embraces and builds on the classic stories and tropes from a lot of Disney movies of the past. It has some really great music, a wonderful story, and some themes that you kind of grew up on. I really liked it. I didn't really know what to expect, but I really enjoyed it. So a couple things I didn't love as much, but overall, I think it's a really, really fun family movie. And also, for kids, if you're wondering, like, hey, can I take my kids to see this? Yeah, I think you can. I think it should be fine for all kids. It has some thematic elements, but nothing too bad. Think like, I don't know, as scary or as kind of serious as Aladdin or like the Princess and the Frog, like that kind of level of dread is what you get in this, but you also get a ton of really funny scenes, a ton of like cute characters, and that just Disney magic that you know and love. So I'm gonna tell you a little about the film, a few things I like, a few things I didn't like. There aren't gonna be any spoilers in this, so you don't have to worry about that. You can just keep watching and get my thoughts. So in Wish, you have this magical kingdom called Rosas that is ruled by this sorcerer king who has created this world to kind of grant his subjects wishes. Everyone, when they become 18, will come to him and like give him their deepest wish to safeguard. And every month he will grant one of his citizens their wish. Now, Asha is a young girl who is trying to become the sorcerer's apprentice. Get the Disney references? But when she goes for an interview, something happens that changes both her and maybe the entire kingdom of Rosas for good. So, things I liked about this movie. The first and most kind of striking, the thing that stayed with me the most, I love the music. It has some really, really beautiful songs, some really fun musical songs. Look, a lot of Disney movies have good songs. These ones really stuck with me. Like I could not get one of them out of my head. Like I went back and listened to it like 5 or 6 times. It is a really, really great soundtrack with some really kind of big impactful songs, but also some really beautiful kind of light songs. I liked all of them. I wasn't really expecting to have the most memorable thing about this movie be the music, but it definitely was. The second thing I love the themes. Like I said, it kind of feels like it embraces old classic Disney movies. So you have some of those themes like wishing on a star, like following your dreams, like everyone's deserving to pursue, their dreams and happiness. Things like that are good themes to have in the movie, but it's also nice to see those original kind of Disney themes remixed for this movie. The third thing I love, it's pretty funny. Like there are definitely some really funny moments, some ridiculous moments when some of the craziness in this film starts happening. It really is nice to have some of those like lighthearted moments when you do have, I don't know, some serious-ish themes going on here. And the fourth thing I liked the animation to a degree. Like I actually didn't love the animation as much as I was expecting to. I'm going to go into that in the things I didn't like, but there are definitely some beautiful scenes, especially when you get some of the lights, some of the colors, when some of the magic starts happening. You get some really, really impressive animation. But it's not all good. I'll tell you a little bit about that and the things I didn't love. But overall, there are definitely some scenes that are very impressive. It's a Disney animated movie. You expect it to be. So when they really kind of ratchet it up, it looks really, really beautiful. And the last thing I love the references. This feels like a film where they are trying to embrace like old Disney films, old Disney characters, old Disney themes, and you see it throughout. There are some characters that look like other Disney characters. There are references to past Disney movies throughout. I mean, if you are eagle-eyed, if you are a big Disney person, you are probably going to see a ton. I saw plenty, and I probably only scratched the surface. There are a lot of like references to classic Disney movies, plot points, things like that. And it's a nice little Easter egg type thing for those of us that grew up on Disney films. So all that being said, things I didn't love as much. The first and most surprising to me for a Disney movie, I didn't love the animation. It kind of grew on me to an extent, but this film has a different style than I think most of the other Disney movies. You've got kind of like a hand-drawn background and then more like 3D computer animated style main characters. It looks really off at the start. It looks kind of like an old video game, like not as bad. I mean, it is definitely, a nicely animated video game, but it feels kind of like an old Resident Evil game where you've got like the hand-drawn background and then characters moving along the background. The Disney characters themselves, the like characters that are moving, look lower res than I would expect. They have definite lines and definite kind of vectors on them. They are well animated, but it is not as smooth as I was expecting. It's not like, a Pixar movie. It's not like even a classic Disney movie like Frozen. These look like 3D characters that are put on top of a hand-drawn background, and it doesn't look that great. Eventually, you kind of get used to it. And like I said, there are some scenes that are very beautiful, but for me at the start, I was kind of shocked that this is what the film actually was going to look like. And the second thing I didn't love as much, there is a character turn pretty early on. It's a crucial character turn. It's an important character turn. It feels like it comes a little bit too early. It feels like they should have kind of held it off. I mean, the film is only 95 minutes long. You could definitely throw a little bit more time in there. I understand why they did it early to kind of establish that, and then the rest of the movie is kind of as a result of that turn. But it does feel like they could have maybe pushed it off a little bit, maybe had some more development before that big turn happened, because then you don't get a surprise. Then you kind of like you don't get that like big shocking moment. Look, overall, I liked Wish a lot. I thought it was a really good movie. I love that it kind of takes these old Disney classic tropes and characters and references and kind of remixes them into this new feature. I really, really enjoyed it. So definitely check it out when it comes to theaters on November 22nd, 2023. And during the credits, there are some like Stardust drawn Disney characters from classic times. You can definitely tell that they embrace and are really kind of building on those classic characters, because you've got a bunch of them throughout the credits, just as little like references and things like that. And then there is a stinger after the credits, and it is definitely worth it. So stay through the credits, see all the fun characters, and then make sure to see the clip at the very end. So that is Wish. Like I said, it comes to theaters on November 22nd, 2023. And thanks so much for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.